What is the best way for MCU fans to enjoy their journey to Avengers Endgame? That is right here, Journey to Avengers Endgame, the YouTube series where we're going to review all the movies from Iron Man 1 up until Avengers Endgame. Then we're going to rank them all from the worst to the best on this YouTube channel, talking with Jay Spring. So subscribe, hit that bell, you don't want to miss a thing. Let's get straight into it. Hello everyone, welcome to the channel, Talking with Jay Spring. I'm your host Jay, giving you a video on the channel today. Welcome to the Thor review, guys. We are on the journey to Avengers Endgame. Hopefully you guys are enjoying the journey so far as we've reviewed Iron Man 1 and 2 as well as Incredible Hulk. And if you haven't seen the other videos already, there'll be a link in the description, annotations in the video and a card throughout this video for the MCU playlist. Subscribe, hit the bell if you're new here, you don't want to miss this journey to Avengers Endgame. So guys, Thor is an action-adventure fantasy movie which is about an hour and 55 minutes long. It was released on the 6th of May 2011, a year after Iron Man 2, and basically the critics are giving it the scores of Rotten Tomatoes giving it a 77%, IMDb giving it a 7.0 out of 10, and Metacritic giving it a 57. These critics are sometimes harsh. Now, I don't know how you guys take critic scores, but me personally, I like to make my own score. That's why I do these reviews. I really have enjoyed the journey to Avengers Endgame so far. The son of Odin, Thor, who will soon take the throne from Asgard from his aging father. However, on the day he's going to be crowned, Thor reacts with such anger and brutality when the god's enemies, named the Frost Giants, enter their home in violation of the treaty. As punishment, Odin banishes Thor to Earth without his powers and the hammer, while Loki, Thor's brother, will plot havoc in Asgard. Thor now faces the real world with no powers and his greatest threat yet. Let's go through some of the starring roles in this movie. We have Thor, the main character, played by Chris Hemsworth. Now, Chris Hemsworth really took this role to heart and really tried to put his stamp in the MCU to start off with Thor. I really did enjoy it in terms of storyline. I really did like the character Thor, the way it's portrayed in this movie. I really liked his relationships with Odin, his father, Loki, his brother, as well as Jane on Earth, as well as all the other side characters as well. He had a special relationship with every different character. I really did like that. And I like the story behind Thor. He had to really earn his powers, the hammer, and earn the right to be king of Asgard, and I really did like that story, and it was just well done throughout the movie. And I think Chris really took the character to heart and made it his own, and I think that I really did appreciate that for a first movie as well, with a lot of criticism going towards him as well as the movie. I think he done a great job, and I didn't expect nothing else from him after watching it a second time. Next up, we have the legend himself, Anthony Hopkins, playing as Odin, Thor's father. I really think Anthony done a great job of playing the character. He was probably one of the main reasons I liked this movie. He really put Thor in his place throughout the movie, as well as Loki. There was times he was at defeat and he came back and saved the day. There was moments throughout this movie which he done great in. I really did like the character, and as we go through the MCU, we'll definitely see why he was so important to the story for Thor and Loki. Next up, we have Tom Hiddleston playing as Loki, a masterpiece for him as well to start off the character of Loki. Obviously, we know as we go through, we see more of Loki's good and bad ways. Obviously, in this movie, we start off with really good Loki, then we end up with a really bad Loki. I really did enjoy the contrast of the two. I liked Loki as a good guy, and I was like, why did you have to turn again? Because it really, reliving it and re-feeling it again. This was such a good movie for that part of Loki turning on Thor and Odin and all of them. I think this was such a great performance from Tom. Last but not least, we have Natalie Portman playing Jane Foster, the human that's on the Earth and Thor falls in love with, and she really tries to take and give some help and assistance to Thor throughout this movie. Obviously, Thor landed on Earth as a god with someone with powers, really struggling to try and adjust to Earth life, and obviously things going towards Earth to try and either kill people and kill Thor, and he really has to adjust to that, and I think she's a big part of this movie and done a great job with that character. But I really did enjoy their relationship together. I think they really gelled well, and especially the side characters she had with her, I really think they all connected quite well. I really did enjoy her as a character. I think, what more could you ask from a human? I think she was very courageous, really obviously cared about him and loved him in the end. But in the beginning of the movie, she's just like some researcher. She's trying to find something special, a big hit. And that's how basically the film starts. And then obviously Thor lands on Earth, and then things change for her. She instantly falls in love, cares for this guy, really tries to help him throughout the movie, and that's just a great role played by Natalie Portman. So guys, when I like to rate my movies, I like to look at 4 things: storyline, script and dialogue, directing and editing. And under editing, I like to look at the pacing of the movie, the music and the visuals. So let's go straight into it. Storyline of the movie, I think the plot points throughout this movie was quite simple to follow really. It was mainly about the main character Thor. Obviously you had your couple of little mini plot points on the side. I just felt that was easy to follow, really well paced throughout the movie in terms of understanding it and actually following it. I don't really think I fell off of it and got bored at any part of this story. I think the story was well done, and yeah, I think the storyline was probably one of the main reasons I really enjoyed this movie. Next up we have the script and the dialogue. Now the script and the dialogue throughout this movie was pretty simple. Obviously hearing the side of Thor as a god and the human world, I think that was really well played off, because you have to really show the 2 different worlds and the realms, and I think they really done a good part of that. So whoever wrote the script, and obviously the actors obviously taking that script on and really making that really noticeable, done a really great job. We have the directing. Now the directing in this movie was great. I really did enjoy it from beginning to end. There was a few things in throughout this movie obviously you could change to make it better, but looking it back from 2011 to where we are now, there's a big difference, and we noticed that through the MCU as it goes on, especially with the 3rd film, Thor Ragnarok. And last but not least, we have the editing. So the pacing of the movie, as I mentioned in a little bit in the story, was pretty much followable and really enjoyable. There were slow parts of the movie where we had the storyline being built, we had the fast-paced bits with the action, and we had the medium-paced bits with the build-up. And they're the main things. If you see my movie reviews, you know I love them parts. But the main things in this movie I really enjoyed mostly was the fast parts, the action parts. I really did like seeing Thor in action. I think the pace of the movie in general, I didn't have a problem with it at all. And then we have the music. Now the music throughout the movie, I didn't really notice a lot of music. I was too busy focusing on the actors and actresses throughout the movie. But there was no music, which I was like, wow, that needs to be changed. The visuals. Now looking at the visuals from now to Thor Ragnarok is a big difference in the amount of years. I'm not going to be too harsh on the visuals. Obviously things could be changed. Like there was a scene when Thor landed after killing some big giant thing, and basically you could tell it was completely CGI. There was a few things in this movie visual wise which could be improved nowadays, but for then I think they've done a great job with whatever they did in terms of the visuals. So guys, it is rating time. So now I like to look at the things whether it's really bad, good or totally awesome. Now I haven't had anything below good so far, so fingers crossed this one won't end as a bad or a really bad movie. Now I'm not looking towards the 57 which Metacritic giving it. I think that's too harsh for this movie to start off the Thor trilogy. I think this was a lot better than a bad or a really bad movie, so it won't be in that category. But will it be good or totally awesome? Let me know yours in the comment section down below, don't forget. So the rating I'm going to give this movie is a 7.3 out of 10, just under a 7.5. This will make this a good movie. Basically, this is a good movie.
That's
I don't
pretty
think
good.
it's anything above a good movie. I don't think it's totally awesome, up there with the best of the movies throughout the MCU. But I do think it's a great start for the Thor trilogy. So guys, don't forget to comment your thoughts down below on Thor, on the MCU, or even my review itself. Let's get into a friendly conversation down below, and don't forget, if you enjoyed this review, smash the thumbs up, consider subscribing and hitting that bell to join me on the journey to Avengers Endgame. As I mentioned, we're going to review all the movies and rank them from the worst to the best. I don't want you guys to miss it, because this has been a great journey so far, and I'm looking forward to much more. Hopefully you guys are too. Don't forget to share the video around and support the channel as much as possible, and don't forget as well, Sunday's upload will be the Captain America the First Avenger movie review. I'm sure you guys won't want to miss that either. So I've been me, you've been you, and I'll see you next time guys on Talking with Jay Springett. See you guys.